OpenSSH, also known as OpenBSD Secure Shell, is a suite of security-related network-level utilities based on the SSH protocol, which help to secure network communications via the encryption of network traffic over multiple authentication methods and by providing secure tunneling capabilities. OpenSSH was designed as a free and open-source alternative to the proprietary SSH implementation developed by Tatu Ylönen and offered by SSH Communications Security. OpenSSH is a project of the OpenBSD team and is funded via donations. The proprietary SSH implementation was originally developed under a license that allowed other developers or users to fork or create an offshoot of the software with their own customizations. As a result, OpenSSH is a fork of one of those customizations and was first released as part of a Unix-like operating system called OpenBSD in 1999. As part of the forking process, OpenSSH was released under a BSD license, an open-source license that allows open manipulations and contributions. In order to effectively maintain the program, the OpenSSH project is developed under a policy of producing clean and audited code. OpenSSH is not a single computer program, but rather a suite of programs in the OpenBSD operating system that offers an alternative to unencrypted network communication protocols like FTP and RLOGIN. While OpenSSH is not actively maintained for operating systems other than OpenBSD, a dedicated team occasionally releases a version that can be ported or used in other operating systems. This has allowed OpenSSH and its derivatives to account for an almost 88% market share as of July 2008. History: OpenSSH was created by the OpenBSD team as an alternative to the original SSH software by Tatu Ylönen, which is now proprietary software. Although source code is available for the original SSH, various restrictions are imposed on its use and distribution. OpenSSH was created as a fork of JParagraph-RN-GRA-Paragraph-NVALLS-OSSH that itself was a fork of Tatu Ylönen's original free SSH 1.2.12 release, which was the last one having a license suitable for forking. The OpenSSH developers claim that their application is more secure than the original, due to their policy of producing clean and audited code and because it is released under the BSD license, the open-source license to which the word open in the name refers. OpenSSH first appeared in OpenBSD 2.6 and the first portable release was made in October 1999. Versions Development and structure. OpenSSH is developed as part of the OpenBSD operating system. Rather than including changes for other operating systems directly into OpenSSH, a separate portability infrastructure is maintained by the OpenSSH portability team and portable releases are made periodically. This infrastructure is substantial, partly because OpenSSH is required to perform authentication, a capability that has many varying implementations. This model is also used for other OpenBSD projects such as OpenNTPD. The OpenSSH suite includes the following command line utilities and daemons: SSH, a replacement for RLOGIN, RSH and Telnet to allow shell access to a remote machine, SCP, a replacement for SCP, SFTP, a replacement for FTP to copy files between computers, SSHD, the SSH server daemon, SSH keygen, a tool to inspect and generate the RSA, DSA and elliptic curve keys that are used for user and host authentication, SSH agent and SSH add, utilities to ease authentication by holding keys ready and avoid the need to enter passphrases every time they are used, SSH kscan, which scans a list of hosts and collects their public keys. The OpenSSH server can authenticate users using the standard methods supported by the SSH protocol, with a password. Public key authentication, using per-user keys. Host-based authentication, which is a secure version of RLOGIN's host trust relationships using public keys. Keyboard interactive, a generic challenge response mechanism that is often used for simple password authentication but which can also make use of stronger authenticators such as tokens. And Kerberos GSS API, The server makes use of authentication methods native to the host operating system. This can include using the BSD authentication system or PAM to enable additional authentication through methods such as one-time passwords. However, this occasionally has side effects. When using PAM with OpenSSH, it must be run as root, as root privileges are typically required to operate PAM. OpenSSH versions after 3.7 allow PAM to be disabled at runtime, so regular users can run SSHD instances. On OpenBSD, OpenSSH supports OTP and utilizes systrace for sandboxing, but like most OpenBSD native services, OpenSSH also utilizes a dedicated SSHD user by default to drop privileges and perform privilege separation in accordance to OpenBSD's least privilege policy that has been applied throughout the operating system, such as for their X server. OpenSSH provides no support for Microsoft Windows, though by using additional software such as Cygwin or Subsystem for Unix-based applications, OpenSSH can be used under Windows. Features: OpenSSH includes the ability to forward remote TCP ports over a secure tunnel, allowing that way arbitrary TCP ports on the server side and on the client side to be connected through an SSH tunnel. This is used to multiplex additional TCP connections over a single SSH connection, to conceal connections and encrypting protocols that are otherwise unsecured, and to circumvent firewalls, what opens up space for potential security issues. An X-Window system tunnel may be created automatically when using OpenSSH to connect to a remote host, and other protocols, such as HTTP and VNC, may be forwarded easily. In addition, some third-party software includes support for tunneling over SSH. These include DISTCC, CVS, RSYNC, and FetchMail. On some operating systems, remote file systems can be mounted over SSH using tools such as SSHFS. An ad hoc SOX proxy server may be created using OpenSSH. This allows more flexible proxying than is possible with ordinary port forwarding. Beginning with version 4.3, OpenSSH implements an OSI Layer 2/3 ton-based VPN. This is the most flexible of OpenSSH's tunneling capabilities, allowing applications to transparently access remote network resources without modifications to make use of SOX. Vulnerabilities: in the case of using default configuration, the attacker's success probability for recovering 14 bits of plaintext is 2/14. The OpenSSH 5.2 release modified the behavior of the OpenSSH server to further mitigate against this vulnerability. Trademark: in February 2001, Tatu Ylönen, chairman and CTO of SSH Communications Security, informed the OpenSSH development mailing list that after speaking with key OpenSSH developers Marcus Friedel, Theodor Rort, and Niels Provos, the company would be asserting its ownership of the SSH and Secure Shell trademarks. Ylönen commented that the trademark is a significant asset. SSH Communications Security has made a substantial investment in time and money in its SSH mark, and sought to change references to the protocol to SECSH, or SECSH, in order to maintain control of the SSH name. He proposed that OpenSSH change its name in order to avoid a lawsuit, a suggestion that developers resisted. OpenSSH developer Damian Miller replied that SSH has been a generic term to describe the protocol well before your Ylönen's attempt to trademark it, and urged Ylönen to reconsider, commenting, "I think that the antipathy generated by pursuing a free software project will cost your company a lot more than a trademark." At the time, SSH, Secure Shell, and SSH had appeared in documents proposing the protocol as an open standard, and it was hypothesized that by doing so, without marking these within the proposal as registered trademarks, Ylönen was relinquishing all exclusive rights to the name as a means of describing the protocol. Improper use of a trademark, or allowing others to use a trademark incorrectly, results in the trademark becoming a generic term, like Kleenex or aspirin, which opens the mark to use by others. After study of the USPTO trademark database, many online pundits opined that the term SSH was not trademarked, merely the logo using the lowercase letters SSH. In addition, the 6 years between the company's creation and the time when it began to defend its trademark, and that only OpenSSH was receiving threats of legal repercussions, weighed against the trademark's validity. Both developers of OpenSSH and Alap Paragraph Nen himself were members of the IETF working group developing the new standard. After several meetings, this group denied Alap Paragraph Nen's request to rename the protocol, citing concerns that it would set a bad precedent for other trademark claims against the IETF. The participants argued that both Secure Shell and SSH were generic terms and could not be trademarks. See also. Notes. References. Further reading, The 101 Uses of OpenSSH, Part 1, The 101 Uses of OpenSSH, Part 2, OpenBSD OpenSSH Man Page, SSH, 1, a OpenBSD General Commands Manual, SSHD, 8, a OpenBSD System Manager's Manual. External links, official website, OpenSSH at Freecode, OpenSSH at the Super Users BSD Cross-Reference OpenGrok.